I don't know if you guys have heard of this part of escalating abuse of power by our DOJ in compelling journalists and controlling media, right? They'll stop at nothing. So it came out a couple days ago. I discussed it in a longer video. How the DOJ subpoenaed a New York Times writer, Matthew Cole, at his Virginia home. The details of which actually they didn't uh, it, they didn't come out with it until a couple of days ago. It was kept secret until both the New York Times and the writer Matthew Cole came out with it, which is happening with a lot of these cases. Um, Also, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Don Lemon case. He also, but this was already like a month or two ago or several weeks back, came out and had stated that they requested of him his subscribers and followers information, personal information. So this is part of escalating uh, abuses of power to not just what's going on with freedom of speech and stuff. Hence, what they were doing in Minnesota. If you guys remember, to the protesters, the whole gassing um, was for that, right? They're for suppressing the least information that comes out. The more that they can control the media, the better it is, right? But anyway, from Matthew Cole, they're demanding his testimony and over 2 years of notes in order for him to identify his confidential sources for this 2025 like national security report. So what he detailed in his article is this botched operation in 2019 by this Navy SEAL Team 6, a mission that they had to implant listening devices in locations in the coast of North Korea. They had killed unarmed North Korean civilians in this, and they had failed to notify government properly to notify them of the operation or specific functions of the operations. The New York Times is actually backing and funding their writer and his attorney. His attorney, David O'Neill, is stating that his client will defend odes to the heroes of our time, the heroes in the fight. You can imagine what these individuals are being to. A lot of them are being subpoenaed at home. A lot of the journalists. So his attorney, David O'Neill, states that his client, Matthew Cole, will defend at all costs freedom of speech, freedom to defend freedom of the press, and that he will honor his commitment and not release those sources for this report, for this article. That he will stand by to defend freedom of the press, and he will honor his commitment to not release his sources. With this current ethos, right, that we're in, with the use and abuse, the misuse, and the twisting of national security, to go at dissidents, to go at anti-loyalists, perceived enemies, perceived threats, perceived risks, which really is whatever it is that's making the Department of Justice, the FBI, right, Crash Patel, Peter Kegsborough, whatever is making these individuals look like the incompetent, incorrupt, depraved individuals that they are. And they will attack these freedoms, these rights that we have at no cost. So it's really a good story to follow. It's not the only story under this, overarching umbrella of abuse of control of media and abuse of the press and journal. And it's also, keep in mind what's going on in Israel with Netanyahu. They've had the most deaths to journalists. Um, and you guys should be tying in together. The different kinds of governments are very similar. How are these governments claiming to be democratic with these nefarious, surreptitious, clandestine operations taking place? Israel is an apartheid state, and we're becoming a fascist. We are a fascist state. This is not democracy. These are not democratic ideals to which our founding fathers, our founding documents claim to bear to. This is not. Just pay attention. Pay attention. Please remember to vote. To help others register to vote. Others who may not be as informed. Others that may not have the resources, sometimes even the will. Definitely, we're in it together. And definitely thank the silent heroes in this, because what they're going through, you can't just imagine. The different kinds of governments are very similar. They're fascistic, narcissistic. So it's a really good story to keep in mind. And definitely, we have to remember the heroes of the current fight, of the current ethos. So yeah, I talked about it in a longer video, but really, really good. Let's try to stay ahead of the unfolding details with these stories. And thank these individuals for having the bravery to not stand down, to stand firm on their convictions.